Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday night edition of Iowa Talking Hawkeye Sports. You can also catch us on Facebook under the same name on our page. And so we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Kind of a different type of show. We both have the fever game going right now. That certainly looks like Caitlin in the game to me. Maybe I got the wrong girl. But anyway.
That ain't Caitlin.
That ain't Caitlin? Okay.
No, that's that long-haired gal. I think that's Timkins, ain't it? The gal's like 6'4" or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Big gal.
All right.
And
okay.
that's only long-haired. Anyway, go ahead.
All righty. Okay, so if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. We're picking up subscribers every episode. Please subscribe, hit the like button. That helps the algorithm. Share it out, and by all means, leave comments. We love it when you guys leave comments tonight. Ask some questions. We got some content to go over, just about all the sports we'll talk a little bit about. And then, okay, I also want to advertise this Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central. We'll be talking to Stacey May Johnson, the head softball coach at the University of Iowa, who just completed their season. They just missed by one game in one place in the standings of getting to the playoffs, the Big Ten playoffs. So that's sad. But you know what? She'll turn this program around, and she'll have this team playing great before you know it. And we would just want to help her promote the softball and everything that goes with it. But so we'll see you guys Wednesday live if you can make it, but otherwise just watch the replay later on that day when I share it out. Okay. So, and look at all them softball players that she's got to work with. Gosh, dang. I wish we could have done more softball coverage this year like we did last year. It's just I didn't have access to a lot of the games this year because I got too cheap to pay for it. So, anyhow. Okay. Well, let's just while we're keeping an eye on the current WNBA game between the Fever and the Seattle. With Fever currently lead 85-69 with about 5 minutes to go.
There's only like 3 minutes left or something like that. I don't think Caitlin will get back in the game anymore. So
okay, so I must be a little behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, darn it. I just lost the game, so I'll depend on you to finish it for us.
Don't quote me on the time, but I'm pretty sure it's way below 5 minutes. But
What's your score? What's your score?
I got commercials on right now.
Okay. We're still playing here with 87 points. Okay. We were going to talk a little bit about the Iowa Hawkeye ladies, how their season are going so far in the current WNBA. Okay, we'll save Caitlin for last because, she's still playing tonight. But I find it interesting. Lucy didn't get into one of the games, but she still has some stats for the season. She's averaging 2.5 points a game, 1.0 assists. She's shooting a really good 40% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. Dang, if she could have shot 50 while she was at Iowa, maybe we win a natty with her. Her free throw percentage is 82.4%, so that we expected. Lucy has a couple of TikTok channels and YouTube channels and reels going on. She has a thing called Basketball is Fun channel along with her other stuff, and she's just promoting how fun basketball is. But one of the things Lucy said in one of her videos, just because she says it's fun doesn't mean that it's not hard work, because it is, but it's fun hard work. If you love basketball, you'll love the work they're putting in. Okay. We got Megan Gustafson playing for the Portland Fire. She got picked up by them, the new team this year. Averaging 10 points a game, 1.7 rebounds, 0.03 assists. So, you know, she seems like she's doing pretty decent time-wise. About 14 minutes.
She's averaging almost a point a minute. She's like she's like the Garza of WNBA.
Yeah. She only plays about 14 minutes a game. Is what I read. Okay, so she's doing pretty good. I mean, you know, really, as much talent as that woman has, I'm surprised she doesn't do better. Kate Martin picked up by not the Lakers, but the Lakers women's team, the Sparks. And they even look like, I keep getting it confused because they look like the Lakers when they're dressed out. But I think she's seen one appearance in one game so far.
She's playing right now.
Kate Martin is?
Yeah, I seen her first half statistics. She was 1 of 1 and it was a 3-pointer.
Good. Because right now the only stat I was able to find is she has 1 assist on the season so far.
Yeah, her stats for playing right now weren't on your stats yet. So
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And then of course Caitlin Clark. I mean, she's averaging 25.3 points a game, which is probably her best season of the WNBA so far. 8 assists a game. 5.3 rebounds, and she had a chance to go for a triple-double, but I think she's been pulled out of the game and probably won't play the rest of the way. But the way she got hurt last year, I don't blame them. I mean, you know, just to see her play in the game, we just want to be selfish, but we'll see plenty of times for her. 1.3 steals a game. She gets 1.3 steals a game. She's shooting an amazing 41.3 from the field. Doesn't say what her 3-point shooting percentage is, but overall she's shooting 41, so that's not too bad. She's shooting pretty darn good. Wouldn't you think?
You said her overall shooting's 41?
Yeah.
From 2?
Overall. That includes her 2 and 3s.
I know that. So her 3-point shooting... Her 3-point shooting is probably higher than her 2-point shooting. I think tonight she was 3 out of 4. She hasn't missed a free throw all year. She's up to like 30 in a row or something like that.
Well, yeah, don't jinx her.
No, I can't because she ain't playing. She ain't playing the last 8 minutes of the game. So there's only 2 minutes left. So
okay.
And but
what's the score currently?
89-74. If the Fever played good basketball, they'd be up by 30, but just can't seem to get them to play good.
All right. So now my next thing is before we move on from the WNBA, do you have any other comments or news that you would like to add to
about the WNBA?
Yeah, the WNBA, particularly just the Hawkeye players we're talking about.
Not
there's
really.
Only 4 of them.
I just was when we played Lucy's team the other night, and Lucy didn't get in the game. The Mystics. I just think the Mystics look like a powerhouse, even though they're all 20 years old, 21 years old. They looked like they actually play defense. They're taller than the Fever. They got Citron and was the girl's name Harris that had red hair, and Armar at point guard, and Cody McMahon, and they just had so many players. Harmon from Texas. Then they had their other Eurofon. You know, that Citron girl, she might be one of the top 3 or 4 players in the league, and she just a second year. But it was like, holy shit, why can't they put players like that with Caitlin?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah. So I did want to point out that when the Fever beat the Sparks the other night with Kate Martin on that team, that's the first time in Caitlin's career that she beat a Kate Martin team. People were like, people were pointing that out all over the internet.
Unless people are missing all the times they played against each other in AAU or something.
Yeah. So do we have any news on our Iowa women's team? Any news other than the fact that we already got the 2 new girls and Jan says the roster's done? So
just recruiting. You know, Nation Williams today, I think it was today, Nation Williams in a game, you know, and they're playing real good competition. She had 26 points and 31 rebounds in one game.
Were one of our coaches at her game?
I'm sure. If they ain't, they'll be fired. But I don't think we have a very good chance, whether, you know, UCLA's or the alma mater of her mother and everything, but maybe I'll be surprised, you know, but.
Well, remember, Nason Williams' mother is the one that sent Amari, is that her name? Whiting, to us. Said that she was impressed with the university, impressed with the coaches and stuff. She might be just impressed enough to send her daughter or convince her daughter to come to Iowa. You never know.
You know, I know Jan Jensen. It wasn't like Jan didn't know who Amari was, but she you know, because everybody knew who Amari was in high school and everything, but.
Yeah, well, didn't they try to recruit her at one time, but then they.
Oh yeah, but she was going to go play. She was going to go play for her mother.
Yeah, Utah. No, BYU. Yeah, I had it right. It was a Utah college. Okay.
Yeah.
What's her mother doing now? Is her mother coaching anywhere now, or just?
I think she got fired at BYU after a couple of years, and so Amari went to Oklahoma State. Her mother was a great, famous high school coach in Utah.
Sometimes high school coaching doesn't translate to power conference coaching.
That's what Bob Cummings told me.
What, Bob Cummings?
Yeah, he come from high school to coach Iowa. It didn't work.
I know, like Massillon, Ohio, or something. And
yep.
It's amazing. It's just like. But he actually told you that coming from high school doesn't.
That was a
just
joke.
A side joke. Okay.
That was a joke. It was a made up joke on the.
Yeah.
And Jerry, whatever Jerry's name was, it went from Cincinnati Moeller High School to Notre Dame. That didn't work out either. That was a total flop. I can't remember his last name,
But our AD should have been fired for hiring a high school coach to coach a Big Ten team.
Well, but if we'd have fired that AD, I guess, Bump Elliott was a pretty good AD, We wouldn't have had Lute Olson, Hayden Fry.
Yeah. I didn't remember.
Not Dan Gable either. Who knows? But
I didn't remember if Forrest Evaseski was still AD or Bump Elliott. I don't remember when the transition happened to Bump Elliott.
No.
But yeah, Bump Elliott, a good Michigan man who brought some good Michigan people with him.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of somebody from Michigan that he brought along. Well, his boy, Bobby Elliott, but anyway.
Yeah. And he was actually a high sought-off coach, but his health kind of kept him. But he was at Iowa State for years.
Bobby Elliott was going to going to be Hayden's replacement, but they both got cancer the same year. And Bobby's was very serious. Ended up kind of getting him in the long run, but Brett Bielema, he was an assistant coach, and when they recruited Anthony Herron, Anthony Herron says, I don't know, I sure like Iowa and I like Hayden and everything, but is he going to coach very long? And Brett Bielema took him over and introduced him to Bobby Elliott, and he goes, that's going to be your next coach. Like that. And Bobby Elliott was a very, very, very impressive person. Oh, but back to Iowa women. I was going to say that the two people I know were recruiting, Nation Williams and Destiny Manyow, Cam's sister. Those are two bigs that were recruiting. Of course, we got Soybert, the point guard, off guard combination. So
I mean, this is great. I mean, we got two seniors on the team. We started the portal season with no seniors. Now we have two seniors, and we only have 11 players. So think of all the
and both seniors. If we don't sign great high school players,
they can come back for a fifth year.
Yeah, so all good.
Yep.
So, and by the way, we talked about Cambria Medina the other night, and she had no chance of playing basketball at the University of Arizona. She was just going to enroll there and be a regular student. She didn't even want to play college basketball, and then her cousins talked her into it. Found that out. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's great. I still think if you can shoot the ball, you can shoot it at any level because the basket's the same, the line's the same. You know,
I should have.
The question is whether or not and free throws the same. The question is can she play defense? Is she fast enough and strong enough to play?
I can't believe Lute Olson didn't recruit me.
Well, he should have recruited me because I'm the best free throw shooter there is. All he had to do was put me in with Ronnie Lester. Ronnie Lester in the game, and I would have been at the free throw line the whole time.
My problem is 1 year I didn't play after my sophomore year because I didn't grow. But my freshman year, my statistics were 100% from the free throw line. We didn't have a 3-point shot at that time, but they called me downtown Freddie Swisher is what the guys on the team called. And I shot 75% from the field.
Yeah.
But the problem is I couldn't guard anybody, and anybody could post me up because I was 5'9". So therefore, Lute Olson was very smart not to recruit me. I was very bad at defense. I just could not keep up with my defensive shuffle,
The guy who was my best man in my wedding, he made third team All-State for Iowa when we graduated from the same high school. We're best friends through grade school and high school and stuff. And but he made third team, but he was shooting threes before threes were actually 3-pointers. And so he could shoot them out that way. And, of course, we lost the chance to go to the state tournament because the play was for him to get the ball on the side and shoot it to win the game to go to the state tournament. And a freshman took the shot and completely missed it.
Yeah. But I was literally, the halfway point between the top of the key and the half court line. I would pull up there to shoot. So
yeah. But let me finish this story.
Yeah.
He got on scholarship, played baseball and basketball for Upper Iowa. Of course, at that time they were a Division III college, and I always kept telling him, "You need to go to Iowa. You need to go to Iowa. Lute Olson, get on Lute Olson's team." And he goes, "I'm not good enough."
Yeah.
And then a kid I grew up with in Iowa City who lived next door, he did play for Lute, and he did play on the Iowa team, but he did not get any playing time that I know of, at least not when I was watching.
Who was it?
Um,
Bart Casey or Randy Norton or
Russell Hout.
I didn't know. I never heard of him.
Yeah, I think he said he played behind I can't remember who he played. I have to go look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I have to go back and look at the rosters from
Yeah.
those days. But he's really tall. Okay, Tollhouse says this Tollhouse guy's Tollhouse is back, but with a different spelling, so he doesn't look like he's got Tollhouse cookies going again. My problem with basketball was always I got in foul trouble and treated it like football. That was kind of like me too. I was pretty physical.
Well, I wasn't, but just blocking out. I was good at blocking out. I get rebounds against guys a lot taller than me. But
I had a guy.
There's one other women's basketball thing before I forget it.
Okay.
Hannah's mother keeps posting that Hannah's got a secret she's going to tell. I don't know if it's going to go play in France and she ain't telling anybody. I don't know what it is.
I thought she was playing in Italy, or is that just a rumor? France,
Italy, someplace, Spain. I don't know. We'll find out. Of course, all the people underneath there are saying, "Oh, yeah, Aaliyah Boston's hurt and she's going to go play for the Fever," which I don't think that's going to happen. But
she'd be awful small in that league to be playing post, but she could do it.
And then, were you going to mention the new floor at Carver?
I forgot. Why don't you bring that up right now? Because that's just like
I knew we were kind of on. The women's going to play on it. I don't. Boy, that little spot in the parquet floor that's got Caitlin's insignia. That's worth a lot of money. I would give it. I would give it to Caitlin myself. You know, because she has done so. She's done so much for.
Wait a minute. Now she may not, after being living with Connor all this time, and how mad Connor is at her. Connor may have tried to convince her to cut ties with Iowa, because I did not know this, but Fran and Connor have been trying to tell all Fran's players to cut ties with Iowa.
That's what I hear, but Caitlin's still sending shoes to the men's team and everything. Yeah, I don't like spreading that gossip that makes Caitlin look bad. So
yeah, no, true.
But anyway, and I'm sure on the new floor they'll put the Caitlin an insignia where she shot it on the new floor. But the new floor costs quite a bit of money. It was a brand new floor. The NCAA puts brand new floors in. And anyway, they put this brand new floor in for the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, that floor. That's the floor that Iowa's floor was getting wore out, had a few bad places in it, and they got that floor. It won't look like the Elite 8 floor. They'll paint it the way they want to. But pretty cool that they did that. I think it said something about the floor cost. I don't know how much it was. It was a lot of money.
Yeah, so it's the actual floor. Wow. I wonder how Iowa managed that. I wonder how they managed that.
They said it's the first. I don't know. It's the first Iowa floor that they called it a one-piece floor. You couldn't bring in a whole floor in one piece. In no way do you get it in a building. So that can't be true. But then I think it's in Iowa City now, and for the next 2 weeks they're installing it, and then nobody can step foot on it. It's got to dry or something.
Well, you got to paint it and seal it.
Yeah, and they said nobody can actually come out and practice on it until like the 5th or 10th of June or something like that. So
that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
They'll be over at the practice facilities.
Yeah,
working out.
Well, there you go. So do the men have a practice facility and the women have a separate
I
practice
would think,
facility,
I
or
would,
do they
I would
share the
think,
same facilities?
I would think that they would share them, Dean. I mean, it'd be kind of stupid to build two practice facilities. It's it ain't like the women's team needs it 18 hours a day, nor the men.
Yeah, it just depends. Okay. All right, moving on. I mean, this is probably going to be a quicker show than we anticipated, but moving on to the men's basketball. And I spent a lot of time reading about what Ben and company are, who they're looking for the 27 and 28 classes. And I came away with here's some guys that they're keying on. These are point guards because that's what they pointed out that they have a real need for in 27. Jalen Davis, Antonio Pemberton. Pemberton. Okay. Caden Doherty, Jason Gardner, T.J. Jamison, and Jackson Davis.
Yep.
But yeah, we're up against with Caden Doherty, who's I think they said was a long shot. No, he's not. Who was the long shot? Oh, T.J. Jamison is the long shot.
Well, there's one that's a long shot. That Gardner kid from Indianapolis, his dad played at Arizona. His dad, Jason Gardner, was, and this is Jason Gardner Jr. He was famous. He was like the top point guard in the country, and he was from Indianapolis, Indiana, back in the day. And he went because Luke had Michael Bibby and everything, he went and committed and played at Arizona. But anyway, he's one that, I mean, it's a real long shot for Iowa. Okay,
so Caden Doherty, who they think is ranked 17th and has they're high on him that Iowa has a real legitimate shot of getting this guy. But look who they're up against: Michigan, Miami, and Florida State.
It's Iowa and Michigan. The good news is, I think he'll go to Michigan because the Michigan coach was from down in Florida where he was from and everything. But the good news is the second best guard we're recruiting is his name Jackson Davis from Chicago.
Yeah, Jackson Davis, but we're up against Purdue and Michigan on that.
I know, but only one of these guys is going to Michigan.
That's true.
Yeah, I think we'll get one of them. Pemberton's shorter; he's only 6'1", but boy, he's electric. And I think Jackson Davis a little bigger, but
yeah. And but they mentioned that Doherty and Davis are the two that we have a legitimate shot. So we'll probably get one of them because the other one will probably go to Michigan or Purdue for that matter. Because Purdue has a good history too.
Yeah, we got legitimate shots at some other ones too.
But. Yeah, and they said if those two backfire, Jalen Davis, who's ranked 16th nationally, and Antonio Pemberton. How do you say that again?
Pemberton.
Okay, is ranked 42. That those two guys we might have a shot at too.
I think Jackson Davis is pretty much, the University of Washington, Gonzaga, Arizona, and Iowa. But a friend of mine went and took pictures with Jalen Davis he's from the state of Washington. And he I called him Jalen Davis's handler. His handler's like his uncle. It'd probably be his agent, But that kid, the guy said, "Can I take a picture with you?" Yeah, and he took a picture with him, and he took a picture with his uncle. And I got him in my phone. I think I sent him to you like a couple of months ago or something. But the kid was just bragging up Iowa, So I think we got a shooter's chance,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And in the 28 class,
he's taller. He's taller. He's like 6'3" or 4 point guard, kind of a Sturts type. But he's, and then the other one that we're in really good on is named McKillop from St. Louis Vashon. who's a very good scholarly kid. And he just isn't rated as high, but I know Ben likes him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If he can fit your system, then doesn't matter anymore. For 28, they're looking at this Cole Kelly, 6'6", ranked 40th. He's from Illinois. He has Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Missouri, Nebraska, DePaul, Northwestern, and Duke looking at him. I'd say that with Duke looking at him, that's hard. That's going to be hard. Another person, and I did not realize he was this young, but he's in the 2029 class. So this makes him a freshman, I believe. R.J. Evans, the son of Reggie. 6'7".
Yep. And Reggie, this kid was 6'4" last year.
So
Reggie, and he's progressing like Reggie did. Reggie was not 6'8" or 9" when he went to junior college. So this kid could end up being 6'9" or something. And he doesn't follow Iowa basketball at all, but his dad's bringing him up for an unofficial visit this summer or fall, probably for a football game, I'd presume. So
there you go. Yeah,
and
we'll see.
There's also Ben uncovered this hidden jewel of a player, and he's from Oklahoma. Like, I think Tate Sage might be from Oklahoma, but he's like Tate Sage and Bennett Sturts. He's like a 6'4" guard, and I don't remember his name, but Kakert was writing about him on there that but
they were saying in some comments I read or article that Ben put recruiting on Tate Sage's shoulders, that he's got to bring in these high schoolers.
both transfers that Tyreek Coleman and McKeever. Was that his name, McKeever or McGeever? Anyway, McGeever. Yeah, he had Tate Sage host both of them, and if we get him, he buys Tate Sage a dinner.
I guess he owes him a couple dinners already.
He did.
Yeah.
But
T. Hink just wanted to let us know that we're getting a new court. Hink, you must have come in late because we did talk about that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Ben also mentioned that if Cam Manyow and Kale will probably come back for their 5th year, and he said, so unless somebody leaves, the point guard will probably be the only recruit we'll get this year.
Yeah, that's because if both those guys come back, that's all we got. That's all we got room for.
Yeah. So, anyway, we got plenty of wings and 6'8" wings and everything like that. But and any of those top 3 point guards that we're recruiting will cost some money right out of high school. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know if Ben is like Kirk and he'd rather pay and reward the people who are staying that have already been there, than the new ones coming in. He'd like to have the new ones earn their right to play.
Yeah, but these guys are so good. It's like getting McKenna Walitsko. You're gonna pay for them.
Yeah,
and there ain't no. I know McKenna was offered more to go someplace else, and these point guards will probably be offered more to go someplace else. But they're still going to cost. McKenna costs a lot of money, and they're going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
Hink also mentioned Jirac is doing very well, and I would like to point out that I was so impressed with him during the year. I was surprised we didn't see more of him. And he has a question for you, but let me do this first.
Okay.
I don't know if this is gonna. Yeah, there we go. Boy has a comment. T. Hink, Fran might want to recruit them too with he connection. I believe Sage Oki. Yeah. I think we said that. Yeah. So actually, I heard Fran was trying to recruit some of the same.
Fran?
Yeah. I heard that Fran was trying to recruit some of the same players we are, bad mouthing Iowa. Okay. Hink wants to know your thoughts on the Fran show.
On the Fran show?
Yeah.
We talked about it last pod. I was very disgusted
Well, why
by
don't
it.
why don't you talk about it now so he can hear about it? You know
Okay.
what you had to say. He might have missed it.
Well, just like what anybody would say, you gotta be real. Fran's wife's a real pain in the butt and not a good person. The way it sounds like, the way she treated Dolph and pretty much made her husband do things that he shouldn't do. And seems like Connor's got the same genetics as his mother. And I ain't, I thought Fran was an okay coach, but I'm disgusted with him and those other two. I'm not going to say anything about Patrick or little Jack.
Neither one of them has publicly said anything. Don't know what they're saying behind. By the way, where did Jack end up? He transferred from Butler.
It was some smaller school. I don't know.
Okay.
Siena or something. I don't know.
And do you know, or does anybody watching know?
It wasn't Penn because he does not want to play for his dad.
Yeah. Oh, Richmond. Hink says Richmond.
Okay.
Okay. T Hink wants to know if you lost respect for the family. I have. I
just stated it. So.
Yeah, I have, but he asked you specifically, so.
Well, I answered it, so.
Yeah. Okay. Boy says like Addy deal to money.
What?
I don't know what he's trying to say.
I'm sure Addie's not getting as much money as she got at Iowa, but.
No.
Oh, by the way, Addie posted this as a real sweetheart, a bunch of videos and pictures for her boyfriend Jimmy Sullivan's birthday yesterday. It was pretty darn sweet. Their first date, their 6-month anniversary, and all that shit. So I ain't got anything. I ain't got anything against Addie. Good luck to all of them. Callie, Addie, Emily, all of them.
I agree with you. All the girls that left, they were seeking more playing time.
There's very few players that leave Iowa that I don't think Kirk. Guys that Kirk leaves, it ain't like he don't care about them, but he just forgets about them. It's like, don't let the door hit you in the ass. But that was a sweet post. If you look up I follow Jimmy Sullivan and Addie on Instagram. It just melted your heart. Pictures of them out for a candlelight dinner or something. I'm sure Addie was paying for it.
So I can't believe that Addie would leave her boyfriend behind and create a long distance relationship.
Do you know how close Madison and Iowa City is, Dean?
2 hours?
I would say maybe 3. Okay. It ain't that big a deal. A lot of their seasons don't overlap,
Well, they kind of do,
just
basketball.
A little bit in November.
Basketball. They start basketball in October.
Well, yeah. And they're going to be in school separate, but it ain't like they can't go to each other's games. I mean, Jimmy Sullivan, his football season ain't going to end until probably close to February because we'll be in the national championship game. And Addie Deal's basketball season will start, Thanksgiving time, and they won't go to, unless they go to the NIT or something, But that's not a big problem, I don't think. So, but it was just so sweet. I hope people, if you have Instagram, it's probably on TikTok too or something. It just so sweet. Them two love each other. It melts your heart, There's things more important than sports, So.
By the way, I was at my grandson's baseball game, little league baseball game yesterday, and in the field next to us, I could swear to God that Eddie Deal was watching the game next to us, but I was pretty sure it wasn't. But when you look at her, you swear to God that was her. And of course, I didn't want to take a picture because I didn't want people thinking I was a pedophile.
It'd be a very tall girl.
She was.
Even though, okay. And I don't know if she has any little brothers. Maybe she does. I don't know.
I don't know if it'd be a little brother, could be a cousin or something, because there was a younger girl with her who was brushing her hair during the game and everything else.
I bet it wasn't her. I think they're taking finals now.
That could be. That could be. Yeah, she'd be foolish to. That's her finals are done.
Because finals aren't. They don't get out of school till early May, do they?
I thought they were out by now because they have graduation already.
That's right. I seen Deshaun Lee has his degree already. He put up a picture in his gown and what do you call the flat hat, whatever it's called. But
okay. Anyway,
pretty cool kids. Pretty cool when kids graduate a little early, So
yeah. Hink says that it's a 3.5-hour trip. You can make a weekend trip out of it. They graduated this weekend, just like I said. Cap. It's the cap. Cap
now they have a name for it. It's the same damn name that they have for. You've seen people, bricklayers, have that flat piece that you scoop the cement between the mortar mortarboard. That's what they call it. The graduates wearing their mortarboard.
But when they throw the hat up at the end, do they get their own hat back? Or do they get somebody else?
Some kids put their names in so they'll get it back, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I just barely graduated kindergarten, so.
Yeah, I don't think I got mine back. I think I got somebody else's because it didn't feel right. But I think for the longest time I had my tassel on my rear mirror.
Yeah, keep them questionings coming. And if you have an interesting question, like some real good one, like, I don't know. Think of a good one, give it to us. So.
Yeah. Also, too, guys, if you got a question for Stacey May Johnson, because I know most of you will probably be working on Wednesday morning. Yeah, I just think I was just pushing that on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central. If you got a question coming up, just post it. Send me a private message on Instagram, or not Instagram, but on Messenger. And just post a question you would like asked, and then if you can't watch it live and ask yourself, you can go back and watch the replay later. But yeah,
for God's grace, people, don't ask her what book she's reading or what's her favorite food. So ask her about her life and what she's going to do with the Hawkeyes softball program.
I want to know about if she's going to lose some players to the portal and what her portal needs that she feels like she needs to get.
I wonder when is that portal open now?
I don't know.
It would wait till the NCAA tournament's over, probably.
Yeah, because we still got that. We still got the Big Ten tournament going. I think that might be over right now.
No, because I've been watching NCAA softball tournament on TV. The first game I turned on, it was Stetson upset. Was it Florida State or something? It was a huge upset. Florida State was like a top 8 team or 3 team or something. And Stetson beat them in softball. The coach will tell you Wednesday that the key to softball is having a pitcher nobody can hit.
Yeah. Well, Stacey brought a good pitcher with her who was, I think, undefeated at Fresno State.
I think from what I've read behind the scenes that she thinks a big key is to go get a couple buried prospects that can big pitchers, so they have some depth and stuff like that. But I'm sure she wants to recruit all over
They can apparently hit the ball. They didn't. It doesn't seem like they had any trouble hitting home runs and getting on base.
Yeah, they had a freshman that just was a power hitter, really good. But
yeah, Hink wanted to know how the recruiting this weekend for the men's basketball. Dang, Hink, you missed that one too. But good for you that if you go back and watch the beginning of this podcast, it's fairly early probably in the first 10 minutes we talk about it.
Well, it's pretty simple. There's 5 or 6 point guards and really top point guards in the country. 2 guys named Davis and a Pemberton, and the kid from the highest rated one's the kid from Florida, and there's a couple long shots, Jameson and Jason Gardner Jr. But we got to. I almost guarantee you. And then there's McKillop from St. Louis. I guarantee you we'll get one of them really good point guards. And the other thing we said was that if Cam Manyow and Cale Combs come back, which they will, because they're not NBA prospects, they'll come back and get that senior money again in NIL. Ben really only has, unless somebody leaves or goes in the portal, well, they'd have to go in the portal to leave. Ben only has room for one recruit, and it'd be that point guard,
Yeah, that's what they're really keying on a point guard for the 27 class because they got that wing player coming in.
And Dean?
Gosh dang it, I'm having a real hard time with my comments tonight.
Oh.
Okay, Hink says both Combs and Cams are senior. Yeah, but we were talking the 5 and 5 rule. Yeah. They're going to be able to because they're included in that. So yeah, they're each is doing their 4 years right now, which they were teammates at Wyoming too, I believe. But anyway, so the 5 and 5 rule will allow these guys to come back for another year.
All the seniors on the women's team and the men's team can come back another year. There's only one Iowa football senior that wasn't shirted, and that's the defensive tackle Bryce Stevenson. He could come back for a 5th year.
Okay. So. Hank wants to know if that's going to happen with a question mark.
Pretty much sure thing.
It is a sure thing, right? I thought it was already.
Kakert said they're just today or yesterday on 3. He just says they're just waiting for all these basketball players to go off and into the pros and everything, and wait till late summer before fall enrollment starts, because the NCAA wants it to start with next year's.
Yeah, they won't grandfather anybody. Like we could have Hannah Stokey come back for another year, but now we can't.
Taylor McCabe.
Taylor McCabe, but with her knee injury, she wouldn't be ready until halfway through the season.
I don't know. Feuerbach couldn't because that was her 6th year.
Yeah,
she just did.
I wonder if they call her grandma or something.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, by the way, I on Facebook today I set up a fundraiser for my birthday, and Kylie Feuerbach liked it and made a comment.
Oh, a fundraiser for your birthday?
Yeah, it's something Facebook does on your birthday every year. They ask if you want to do a fundraiser.
Is it to donate money to a charity or?
Yes. Like I chose.
Okay, that would make sense.
Usually, I choose the museum, the museum in Waterloo that honors the veterans and stuff. I usually choose that, but this year I chose something called the Bakersfield Angels, which these are people who've aged out of the system a little bit, and you go through and you kind of help mentor them. Then I'm a mentor to one of them people.
When is your birthday, Dean?
It is on the 28th, a week from Thursday.
Day before Jack Kennedy's. Mine's the 20th of June. If I set one up, it'll be for Journey Houston.
Okay. There you go. Hank says, did you know guys know Iowa has 2 player spots that they can fill since Jacob Cook is grandfathered in? Does that make sense? The way I read it, do I need to
Well,
reread it?
that's if Tavian Banks doesn't come back, but I think Tavian Banks will be back. But,
Well, he's got to win his lawsuit first.
well, they have to ask the NCAA, and Ben said the other day that about a month ago, Iowa actually put in the deal to get it.
Okay, well, at the end of the season, Banks.
If he gets it, Banks will be back.
Yeah, but at the end of the season, Banks said he'd already put in and been denied twice.
I don't know. I never heard that. Hey, did either one of you people out there in the audience, did any of you watch the great interview with McGeever, and then Dolphin did a second one with Tyreek Coleman?
What's his podcast called? Fight for Iowa. Is that on his Fight for Iowa podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only about 15 minutes long most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tyreek Coleman, he's like, I heard Ben talking about him. He sounds like freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And McKeever fits perfect for Ben, a great passer. You know, as a 7'3" guy. Are you kidding me? So
yeah.
And when he runs a pick and roll, McKeever scores over 70% of the time, and Ben runs the pick and roll all day.
Yeah. Think said he saw the McKeever one and asked if they did one for Tyreek Coleman.
Yep.
Okay. Toll House says, I'm worried that they're going to start making exceptions for everything with that 5-5 and just ruin the whole concept. I'm not sure, guys. The changes going on in college sports right now is just crazy, and it's just like we're starting to become more of a business than we were college. People going earning scholarships to play a sport out of college and leaving after 4 years with a degree, and either going to the NBA or WNBA or whatever. But now we pay people to play. Now we have this 5-5 rule, so these guys can stay for 5 years and play. But I can see that because some of these guys whose times are demanding in their sport, it's probably nice to take a lighter load and graduate after 5 years instead of 4. So I can see that.
And we also have basketball players that want to stay in college if they're not a lottery pick, because they get more money in college than the NBA pays.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, do we have anything else on men's basketball? Do we kind of want to move on? Because you wanted to kind of tell the story about Tom Moore.
Well, it was just a short story.
Okay.
I heard a new story today, and it's where we've heard all along, that Iowa coaches wanted Tyrone Tracy to move to running back. Mm-hmm. Well, they said this week that Tyrone Tracy was young and they threw him in at running back for the scout team. And who was at practice but Tom Moore? And he turned to Brian and Kirk and said, there's a running back, a versatile running back that can catch the ball, run the ball, and everything. And Kirk and Brian thought about it and thought, yeah, sure looks good there, but they couldn't get Tyrone Tracy. But that was Tom Moore's idea. He's the one that suggested it in the first place.
Yep.
That was my only Tom Moore story.
Yeah. So he leaves for Purdue to be a receiver. Didn't play as much. Even I don't think he played near as much as he did at Iowa, or maybe about the same. And it took the new coach coming in to say, hey, you're a running back. We need to use your skills there. And look at it today. He's in the NBA. And that started with, I guess I was going to say Kirk Ferentz and company, but obviously it started with Tom Moore. So maybe Tom knows what he's talking about when he tells Tim Lester to change some positions around.
Yeah. He was good enough to take Saquon Barkley's place for the Giants. So
Yeah. So Moore starts his career at Iowa and finishes it at Iowa.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's going to finish at Iowa, but it sure looks like it at 87 years old, but-
Yeah. Okay. Everything ends up in court these days, according to Toll House. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Going court-wise and stuff.
People keep your questions coming.
You keep them coming, but while you're doing that, I'm going to jump over to baseball.
I got one more football thing, but
sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Last time, me and Paul were all excited because we finally seen a bunch of the Boogeyman's highlights on that cinematic thing. And me and Paul talked about it before the last podcast, and then your legs started bothering you, and we never did it. But we were just so excited. You guys that seen that cinematic thing, have you ever seen anybody so quick and so fast, at wide receiver at Iowa? It was like, and he catches everything.
It does seem like he catches everything from what I saw.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for the wide receiver room. I'm
trying not to get too excited because.
Well, go ahead and get excited. We got some proven guys that do not drop the ball.
Yeah.
Howard never drops the ball. Vanderzee never drops the ball. I consider that Vanamis, is also a receiver. He never drops the ball. Ostrenga never drops the ball unless his Achilles tendon pops when he jumps up to catch it. Well, it's the truth.
Yeah, that is the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah. And who else was like, Bowie's back. Those are three big wide receivers out there. Vanderzee, Howard, and Bowie. And then I know that we got a freshman walk-on named Apollo Payne. He does not drop the ball, and he's a big guy. Mm-hmm. And then we got the true freshman Xavier Stinson from Florida. Wait till you see him. So, and KJ Parker, if he does not drop the ball this year, he's like how exciting he is, Dean. So
we
got somebody to throw it to him. So
So I'm watching some of those film clips that show up on reels every now and then of an Iowa past game. We had an Iowa-Washington one, and of course, we're seeing Caleb Johnson score touchdown after touchdown, but who happened to catch his first touchdown pass of his Iowa career? It was Howard in that game.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of a long one, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
38 yards or something. Yeah.
Thrown by none other than.
Well, it had been thrown by Sullivan.
No, McNamara.
McNamara? Okay.
It was McNamara. McNamara was still
playing
healthy at that time. McNamara actually looked pretty good in that game with his throws.
What game did he get the concussion? That was a blowout. Remember. That game was a blowout because the Washington coach was stupid. He went forward on fourth down like 7 times and only made it like twice.
I know it. Now, can I ask you a question? Was that our first Big Ten game of the year? Because I thought McNamara only played 4 games that year.
The first year McNamara only played 4. The next year McNamara played until we got right before the UCLA game. Northwestern's where he got a concussion. Remember? And then Sullivan had to come in, and Sullivan ran the ball so good and played good against Northwestern, his old team.
Well, see, now I thought he didn't come in and play and take over. I thought he actually started that game.
No, that was a game. I'm pretty sure that McNamara threw this bad pass, and we thought, what's wrong with him? But he had a concussion. I don't know if it was picked off or not. It was a deep pass, and he just threw it up in the air. What is he doing? And then he came out of the game, and I thought, boy, they must be pissed off at him. And here, he didn't know where he was, trying to play quarterback and all that crap.
Which game did Cade McNamara at Iowa play his last game? You're right. It was against Wildcats.
Yep. Don't you? I remember Sullivan came in and he had a long run, and then he had another one where he threw this pass out into the flat. It was to Ortworth or Piscuzzi.
Yeah.
And then
Is
Sullivan
he
was
still with
so
Iowa?
fast.
Is Kuzi still with Iowa?
No, he's in the NFL now. He
Okay.
let me finish.
Okay.
And Sullivan was so fast, he led Piscuzzi into the end zone, and he decked this Northwestern guy that he'd played with before at like the 5-yard line.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
Piscuzzi transferred to Tulane, where Sullivan did. They played with Sullivan this year, and Piscuzzi just got signed, I think, was it by the Detroit Lions as a tight end?
Okay. Did
He was a
Sullivan?
walk-on. He was a walk-on at Iowa, by the way.
How did Sullivan do at Tulane, or did he even play?
He was a backup.
Okay.
He'd come in. He played almost every game, but like a gadget play, like a Wildcat where he ran the ball or something. But,
Yeah. Okay. So he said, Boy says Northwestern. He quit. I truly believe that McNamara, when he had a chance to come back at the end of the season, I do believe he quit on the Hawkeyes.
yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to preserve a medical red shirt.
Yeah, Kirk will probably never say that, but it might be true.
Yeah. But I think he did. I think he quit on the Hawkeyes.
And he did get a sixth year after that because he only played one year. He only played like 2 games for Michigan, and he went back and got a medical for that year. The year before he came to Iowa.
Doesn't matter which games he played. Every game he played in, we didn't get a win. We lost those wins. I can't remember how many lost.
His first year.
Oh yeah, his first year. His second year.
We were 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because Kirk gave up 4 wins.
Yeah, okay. Sully #1 scorched them. I think he's meaning Sully scorched the Northwestern Wildcats, his old team.
And then UCLA scorched Sully.
Well, I think we would have won that if Sully hadn't gone down.
Well, Kirk told him not to be more careful running. Don't be putting your head down trying to run over somebody when you weigh 190 pounds. And
yeah, but I was at that game. And that UCLA gave, and when we were just needed a field goal to tie it or a touchdown to win it, I can't believe that we tried to throw 3 straight passes to get the ball downfield. Granted, we were on the UCLA side of the field or the other side of the field, but with the way Caleb Johnson could run, why didn't we give him the ball and try to gain some yardage that way?
That was UCLA's whole game plan was load the box and stop Caleb. And I think if you talked into your phone and said Caleb Johnson stats versus UCLA, I don't think they'd be real good stats. But I know he got a touchdown or 2 in the game, but it was when it's down on the goal line.
Oh, this is a good question coming up. I'm going to put this up here so we can answer it when you get back. Okay, I'm going to do this.
Here. I just had to go blow my nose.
Okay.
Hope my brain stayed in.
What was Caleb Johnson's stats against UCLA? Wrong Caleb. They're going to Caleb Johnson, who played for UCLA.
No, he played for USC. Caleb Johnson of Iowa against UCLA.
Okay, I'll do it again. Yeah. Caleb Johnson of Iowa, football stats against Iowa.
Against UCLA.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll try again. Caleb Johnson of Iowa, football stats against UCLA. 18 carries for 49 yards rushing and 1 touchdown.
I told you.
Yeah, lost 20-17. We should have won that game.
Yeah.
That and the Michigan State game that year. We should have won both of them.
Stratton came in, and Stratton let us down the field at the end. And then Stratton, they told Stratton where to throw the ball on every play.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw a pass, and the guy was open at about the 5-yard line or something, but I think it was 4th down or something. And he didn't do his footwork right. And he threw the pass high. And I remember Lester talking about it in a news conference like the next week or something, that Stratton did a really good job, very proud of him, and we had the right play called there, and Stratton just hurried up his footwork and let the ball go up high. You said there was a good question?
Yes. Toehouse wants to know, when we gave up those 4 wins because of McNamara, what happened to the stats? What happens to the stats? Do they still stay on the books, or do they just disappear?
Yeah. And the other teams do not get victories. So
it used to be in the old days they were awarded victories.
Yeah. That's like when Tom Davis almost won the Big Ten championship with Andre Woolridge. We finished 1 game behind Minnesota, and then Minnesota had to vacate all their wins because they're a bunch of cheaters. Clem Haskins was such a cheater, but they didn't give Iowa the Big Ten championship. There just is no Big Ten champion that year.
Okay.
97, right. Whatever year it was.
Toehouse says Utah State, Iowa State, Michigan State, and Western Michigan were the games that we had to vacate wins over. Oh, darn it. You know what that means, don't you? That's 3 years in a row we didn't beat Iowa State. Actually, 4. Now that I think about it, it'd be 4 years because we won 1 out of 3. We won 1 out of 4. And now we... Oh, sorry, guys. We haven't beaten Iowa State in 4 seasons.
Yeah, but we won 6 in a row before that. So
yeah. All righty. We're going to win one this year, okay? Boy says, I agree. Not so good of a game plan against UCLA. Yeah. Well, they thought that UCLA couldn't run on us, and that's all they did was run on us.
Yeah. It was just one of them games that you lay an egg. Every year there's 1 or 2 games in a season, unless you got a bunch of 5 stars, if you got $100 million, not $100 million, but $40 million roster. Ohio State's got a $49 million roster.
Yeah. So the UCLA coaches took Michigan State.
If you don't show up and play, capable as a team, you can lose to anybody,
Yes, on any given Saturday or every given Friday, any given Sunday. Yeah. Now that football's pretty much played on every day of the week now.
Yeah. Any more questions that you can read on the air?
Nope, there's nothing more now so far. Okay.
No, I thought another one popped up or something.
No, I just read boys. I agree, not sort of a good game plan against UCLA. Oh, that's what I wanted to say is UCLA coaches, they just stole Michigan State's game plan and it worked to perfection, except they gave up 1 punt to us.
Yeah.
And we didn't get any against Michigan State.
Yeah.
We didn't force any punts against Michigan State, and we only forced 1 against UCLA.
Yeah.
But I still don't regret going to that UCLA game. I had so much fun in the stands with the other Hawkeye fans, and then watching. This was crazy. Right next to me, we had a UCLA fan right in the middle of all these Hawkeyes, and watching at halftime, watching this Hawkeye and this UCLA go. They almost came to fist of blows, but of course they were so drunk,
If no more questions are coming in, remember you're going to do Big Ten baseball tournament.
Yes, I am. Okay. Solely number 1 starter job at Tulane, and then got hurt, and then Jake Wetzlaff started a transfer from BYU. Okay. So Boy's giving us some extra information. Good.
I don't think Sully won the job. I think that's untrue.
Okay.
He was number 2 going into the season. He did get injured during the season, but I think if you look there, it won't show a single start at Tulane.
Yeah. Okay, so
He just
I don't
wasn't
think anybody can read this.
He just was not. He was not a good enough passer, especially to play in the Tulane offense. So I was going to play. Is it Illinois? The 8 and 9 game.
Yeah, we're listed as the home team, but are we really at home for that game?
No, I think they play in Omaha.
No,
the Big Ten tournament is all played in one site, and it is none of them are in Iowa City. We've been going out to where they used to have the College World Series in Omaha, but
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, so number 5 Purdue will play number 17 Michigan State on May 19th. Iowa, the 8th seed, will play 9 seed Illinois on the for game 2, and game 3 is Rutgers versus Michigan. Game 4 is Washington versus Ohio State. Winner 1 and winner 2 play against each other, which that would be Iowa's bracket. And then winner 1, winner 2, the winner of that, the loser, because it's a double elimination. This is kind of confusing to me. We'll play the winner and the loser of game 5 and 7, or 5 seed and 7 seed.
I know one thing. Iowa got about as easy first 2 games as any 8 or 9 seed could get. So
yeah. Well, this is kind of crazy. I guess I don't really understand all this, how it works. And then Rutgers, Michigan, Washington State, Ohio State, winners and losers play against each other. Winner 5, loser 7, winner 6, loser 9 or 8 will be in the bracket. So winner 7 plays USC, which would be where Iowa's coming from, I believe. Yeah, Iowa would be the winner 7. So if they make it that far, they would be playing USC, and then there'd be the winner would play another winner 9 would play UCLA, winner 10 would play Nebraska.
They got they got each game numbered.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and then it says, like, I don't remember what number Iowa's first game is. It says in the little box what game number that is.
It's 2.
2. And then you'll find another box that later says winner of game 2 against winner of game whatever. So you can't really follow the branches there or anything. You have to.
Yeah.
But I know our first 2 games are very winnable for Iowa, the way they're playing right now. We just swept Purdue this weekend. That was a great weekend, and
yeah. Just go back up to football real quick. Boy says he won the job. He got her right away before he had the first game at Tulane. So he's saying that he was going to be the number 1 starter, but he got hurt before the first game. All right.
I don't believe that's right.
Okay. So anyway, UCLA is the number 1 seed. USC is the number 4 seed. Nebraska is the 2 seed. What the heck and then Oregon is the number 3 seed.
Yep.
Gosh, out of the top 4 seeds. Yeah. Out of the top 4 seeds, Nebraska, there isn't a one legacy Big Ten team among them because I don't really consider Nebraska a legacy Big Ten team, although they've been around for a while.
They are not a legacy Big Ten team, but
They're not. But if you want to get right down to it, Iowa's not a legacy Big Ten team either.
back in the day when I was a kid, the two best Big Ten teams were always Minnesota and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Minnesota had teams like guys like Dave Winfield. And Michigan had the Michigan quarterback Rick Leach. He was a great college baseball player. And Dwayne Banks would sneak into the College World Series there once or maybe twice, but anyway.
Well, he must have done very well because he's got a field named after him.
And then Illinois spent a lot of money and hired the Cal State Bakersfield or Fullerton's coach Augie Garrido, and they were good for a while, but anyway.
What's his name?
His name was Augie like Garrido, and his team was always ranked in the top 5 in college baseball, and Illinois decided to pay him.
Where did Illinois coach Augie Garrido come from?
It was Cal State something.
Oh, shoot. I must have said it wrong because they got him as dead.
He is dead.
Oh.
This was he was coaching at Illinois when we had Cal Eldred.
Oh, got it. I got it. Okay.
Yeah. But it was Cal State Fullerton, I think. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But imagine that the Western schools are better than the Big Ten schools. Yeah.
Well, that's because the Western schools have more money. They have better. They have better weather.
Climate and better. A lot of prospects too. You know, playing around out there, but.
Okay, so Boys, he's got more comments on this, so let's read them. Sorry, but that is in fact a fact, according to head coach John Summerall, who recently accepted the head coaching job at Florida. Oh, wow. Cool. He must have been a pretty good coach at Tulane.
Good old boy.
Who do you got talking in the background?
Oh, Jeopardy's come on after the fever got over. I didn't know it was so loud.
What was the final score of the Jeopardy?
Oh, they're asking questions right now.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I meant who was the final score of the Fever game?
I don't know. Caitlin wasn't playing, so I didn't care. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm an Iowa fan. You know, I'll see a WNBA team play against Caitlin. I'll go, God, that Asia Wilson, she's the best player in the world. You know, she is so good. You know.
Yeah.
And
well, it was 89 to 78 was the final score.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Clark's stats. 24 minutes, only 24 minutes. 21 points, 5 for 10, 2 for 4, 9 for 9 free throws, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 0 steals, 2 block shots, 5 turnovers, and 3 personal fouls.
Yep. Okay. 2 of the personal fouls, she didn't touch anybody, but they're calling them real close now. So
yeah, I just got a feeling that we're not going to see, if the team doesn't need her on the floor, we're not going to see Caitlin a bunch, because 24 minutes, that's out of 40. That's not a lot. I think they're trying to preserve her so she doesn't get hurt again. They don't want to go. They don't want to go through another season without her.
Seattle, so far, of all the teams I've seen play in WNBA, is the worst team I've seen play. So,
yeah. Well, then we barely beat them.
Oh, really?
10 points.
I didn't pay attention. How much? 10? Yeah. Should have. When the thing started, and Caitlin cannot play defense.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way,
when the show started, I said if Indiana could play basketball, they'd beat that team by 30, 40 points.
Yeah. So The Fever at halftime had 55 points, I believe, and they only ended up with 89, so they only scored like 34 points in the second half. 34 points.
I think they said in the third quarter, Fever only scored like 8 points or something.
Yeah, and that was toward the end of the third quarter because there for a long time they were sitting on a 4-1 advantage in the third quarter.
And then I don't know if Caitlin scored in the third quarter at all. But
She didn't. She didn't score until the fourth quarter, and then after she scored a couple times, then they benched her. Well, that's all I got to say. We don't have any more comments or questions coming in. Only 12 live viewers tonight, so I'm not sure what's going on, where everybody is.
Well, when we started it, literally 70% of Iowa could watch the Caitlin game on Channel 5 in Des Moines all through central Iowa. And then the Iowa and Illinois here, we could watch it free on Channel 8 ABC. And then a lot of the other people could have Peacock, that couldn't get it that way. So
yeah, Peacock is now playing those games. Peacock is now playing those games on their NBC Sports channel if they got it. Like I got the NBC Sports channel, so I can see the Peacock games on NBC Sports.
Most cable packages here, NBC Sports is a streaming. It's not on like your Mediacom and stuff like that.
Mine's on my YouTube TV.
I'm just saying that if we'd have started at 7:30, we'd have probably had more viewers because.
Oh, okay, all right. Toll House says May 22nd, the Fever have Hawkeye Day caps with the Iowa Hawkeye logo on the Fever logo, and we'll be giving away. Wonder if Connor will grab a cap. I doubt he even goes to the game. By the way, does anybody out there know what Connor McCaffrey's doing now since the head coach at Butler got fired or took off? Does he stay with Butler? Did he stay with Butler, or is he gone on and moved on?
I don't know. Somebody'd have to Google it or something. And I know one thing, everybody knows how good he was in school in finance. So he could get a real good job, someplace. But
what is Connor McCaffrey doing now?
What does it say?
Announced his departure from Butler Bulldogs after 2 seasons as a head coach. Then moves. Doesn't say. Here's another one. They say he resigned.
Well, his coach the coach retired, so he didn't have no job there anyway. So, what I wanted to say was the Fever games. You know how they were all sold out last year?
Yeah.
This year they got over 17,000 capacity, and they've been having like 15,200 or something. It's like today's game, you could have went to the Fever game for $12.
Yeah. I want to say there's a picture from the Fever's last home game of my nephew reaching over, and a picture of Caitlin signing whatever he handed him. You could see him leaning over the counter and Caitlin signing for him. And then today, his mother and stepfather were at the Fever game because they have season tickets.
Cool.
So they were at the game today, and they sent pictures back from that too. So, and they were drinking something, Travis Kelce Garage Beer. I don't know what that is. I'm not a beer drinker, but that's what they were drinking, Garage Beer by Travis Kelce.
Cool.
Oh, and another news, I don't know how true it is, but apparently Travis Kelce invited Caitlin to the wedding.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah. Another Iowa show this week says Connor goes to every Fever game. Yeah, because he doesn't have a job. I bet he doesn't go to the Iowa Day one though. I bet he stays home on that one.
He would go. He would. Even if he was coaching college basketball he'd probably still go to the Fever games unless he was out viewing some recruit at an AAU tournament or something. But
well, he's not coaching right now.
I know that, Dean. and by the way, I don't think Caitlin got invited to the wedding publicly. You know, I shared there was a nice show where she was on the Kelsey's podcast, and I put it up, and I didn't notice that the headline under there was fake. It says Caitlin gets emotional because of wedding invite.
So that was fake.
And if you well, I watched the whole podcast. I just loved the podcast. You know, like Caitlin was given Jason Kelsey's birthday presents, and then gifts to his little daughter and stuff. And
that's nice.
And they talked about a lot of things. You know,
I'll have to watch that. I'll have to find that podcast.
That thing about getting an engagement invitation was not true in the headline. I didn't notice what the headline said. I just seen, oh, she's on the Kelsey's podcast. So I clicked on it and I watched it, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, Caitlin's always so cool, and both of the Kelseys are so cool. You know, they're just common people and everything, and it's not like a lot of podcasts. You know, it was just like they were kicking back and talking. You know, and you could tell that all three of them, you know, really liked each other. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had fun, and you know, everybody knows Caitlin's been a lifelong Chiefs fan and a Mahomes fan, and so you know, to get in that crowd with them and you know, get to meet Taylor Swift, probably arguably the biggest name in show business right now.
Probably her and Caitlin are probably maybe two of the three most popular women in the United States. So,
yeah. All righty. Got anything else you want to talk about before we get off this show today?
I'll look forward to your interview on Wednesday. I probably won't be able to watch it live, but I submitted like 5 questions. You know, I think they're pretty good ones, you know.
I'm a little scared to ask one of them. You want to know what happened with Gail, what the true story was, and see if she talked about it.
I just wanted to know, you know, I know that she was there and played for, you know, but I just wondered, I preambled the question with, you know, Christine Grant was there, and we hired Judith Davison and Beth Beglin and Vivian Stringer and Lisa Bluter. Christine did, and Gail Blevins, the greatest coach, one of the greatest coaches ever in college softball, and by far the greatest coach ever at Iowa. Why did Gail have to? What happened? And I know what happened, but
you want to see what she says, huh?
It was. I keep telling you to quit talking to parents of players or prospective recruits because they're full of shit. The parents forced her out.
Oh, because they didn't
the parents were complaining that their kids were highly recruited, and this girl from some Iowa high school is playing instead of my girl from Illinois, and the girl from Iowa high school is actually a freshman and leading the Big Ten in home runs. It was like, Jesus God, parents. You know, if we just leave them out of the equation, don't even talk about them.
Yeah,
because
but I'm surprised
nothing ever comes good. Nothing ever comes good out of talking. Parents are biased, and they'll say something that hurts their children. Really.
Yeah.
You know, just let them play, and if the kid ain't happy at a school, go. You know. But.
Yeah, they can transfer because Gail, by all means, was a very good softball coach, had a decent record, And so if your kid's not playing, then there's a reason. She, because she knows who she needs to play and who not to.
You misspoke. You said Gail was a very good coach. No, she was a great coach, probably the greatest softball coach in the history of the Big Ten. She took Indiana to the World Series, and then Christine Grant wanted the best at Iowa, and she hired Vivian Stringer, and she hired Gail, and then Gail took Iowa to at least 2 or 3 World Series. I wish I could remember the 2 big pitchers. I think they might have both been from California. Karen Jackson, and the other girl had like a Johansson. There you go. You can bring that up. What?
From this year or from previous years?
Gail Blevins hasn't been the coach at Iowa for a long time.
No, but you jumped into
them two pitchers. Gail brought them in like her 2nd or 3rd year at Iowa. It might have been 1990 or something. I don't know. Okay. But Johansson and Karen Jackson, they were tall and they threw hard. I think they were both from California. Could be wrong. But we went to the World Series like 2 years in a row, I think, with them 2 girls. We just couldn't match up with like UCLA or whoever we were.
UCLA.
But if you can write that down, Johansson and Karen Jackson, you could impress that new coach at Iowa that you knew them 2 pitchers. It was like having Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens back to back.
Okay, what were those 2 pitchers' names again?
Karen Jackson. She was a big girl that was dark complected with black hair, and then the other one was named Johansson, and she was more of a Swedish looking gal. She was tall too, probably taller than Karen, but not built quite as stout. And she had more blondish or sandy hair. And boy, you just didn't want to face them, but.
Okay. Vandy Chris is chiming in here. Thanks, Vandy, for chiming in. I appreciate your stuff. The winningest softball coach in the Big Ten is Carol Hutchinson, who accumulated 1,709 career victories during her legendary 38-season tenure leading the University of Michigan. Wow, that's a long time. 38 seasons. Wow. Carol Hutchinson is just not the leader in the Big Ten. She retired as the winningest coach in NCAA history, softball history. Wow.
Cool.
That's good information to know, Vandy. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Vandy, tune in on Wednesday morning when we have the Iowa head softball coach on.
It'll be Dean and Jason, right?
Yeah, Dean and Jason are going to do the show. I just thought it was better that we just kept the numbers down so we didn't overwhelm her.
I wouldn't even want to be on there because I'm not that. I just want her to tell her story.
Yeah. Jason is a huge softball fan, followed them all season and followed them in previous seasons. So Jason's perfect person to have on because he's probably seen almost all their games. Carol Knuth is considered the best Iowa player ever under Gail Blevins, according to Google. Blevin remains one of very few coaches that took 2 teams to the World Series. There you go.
Yeah.
All righty. So, we're looking forward to that interview come up. And if you guys, like
Everybody
I said, just send me on Messenger, send me some questions and some thoughts that you want to contribute to the show, because I understand that most of you will be working that are watching now and won't be able to watch the show live, but I had to do this on her schedule. And so I will repost it for everybody to see this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had to concede a couple things on Wednesday morning to do this show. But I wanted to do it, so
these college coaches are busy year round. So, and she's got 3 or 4 little kids.
Yes,
too.
And that was part of it. My understanding is that she wanted to leave the evening free for her family because she did want to spend time with her young kids. And
Yeah.
because
I asked one of my questions was for you to ask about the kids, how old they were, and are they softball players or athletes or what?
Okay. Vandy says, I have a question for you to ask her. I will message it to you. You can steal it as your own if you want to. Thanks, Vandy.
And she was a hell of a softball player at Iowa. She was like all Big Ten. So
Yeah.
maybe
did she
like
play under Blevins? Did she play under Blevins? Okay.
Yeah. She might have been all Big Ten like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah. I have her biography, and you sent it to me twice now.
Well,
but I also had it on my own.
We always have so damn many. I send you stuff, then people will send you jokes from AI and all this shit, and then it ends up like if I send it to you in the morning, by nighttime it's like
buried.
You have to scroll way up to find it. So I sent it to your personal one. So it's like I don't know why people like to send jokes and all that crap, but it just clutters up the talking for Iowa Messenger information board. But anyway.
Yeah. It says Vandy says I ask every coach interview the same question. The answers are amazing that we will get. Okay. So I will be asking whatever question he asks everybody. By the way, he's gotten some really good coaches on his baseball show. And so
was Paul okay tonight?
Paul never responded. And so I don't know why. And like I said, I didn't even, Rick didn't respond, but Rick already sent me a personal message a few days ago that it probably won't be on the rest of the summer. But guys, this is a good place to end this. I thank you all for watching. I thank you for your comments. Again, don't forget this. Okay. Oops, wrong one. I hit the right one, but the wrong thing came up.
Watch the Big Ten tournament too. So
yeah, there you go. Anyway, we'll have this 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock on Wednesday the 20th. Wednesday the 20th, 8 a.m. my time, 10 o'clock your guys' time, most of you.
Yeah. And another thing, that you guys won't cover about the guy that she took the place of this interim coach that was at Iowa, and there was people that thought he was a good coach or something, but he wouldn't fly in an airplane. He wouldn't, and he was recruiting terrible. And he was not even they asked Beth, did you interview him? And she goes, no, he was not a candidate. Because if you were on the ground there, you knew that he was not going to be the manager of the softball team.
I know he told his team that he was not going to be the coach, that he'd already been told that.
Beth usually has a lot of homework done before she needs a coach, and a lot of good contacts and everything. So she got a good one, I think. Time will tell.
All righty, guys, let's get out of here. Thank you for everybody for watching. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday morning for those of you who can make it. Otherwise, we'll probably see you Wednesday night for our regular podcast. All righty, we're out, and go Hawkeyes.